Welcome back to Schmattz Outdoors, everyone. As you can maybe see, I'm dressed a little bit warmer today than I have been. It is chilly today. It's down, not quite to freezing, but darn close. So it's like 35 degrees out, but the wind is blowing 15 out of the northwest. It is cold out there, and it is going to be blustery, but it just wouldn't be pull day of the water line if it just wasn't a crappy cold day. That's how it works. It wouldn't be the full water trapping experience. With that said, I have not dealt with any ice. I have not cracked one crystal of ice all season, and I am good with that so far. So yeah, so we're pulling the whole water line. I took out all the water traps I had. In this tote here, we're gonna throw all the actual water traps. In that one there, we're gonna throw all the brackets. So like the bait holders, the trap holders, any of that stuff are all gonna go into that one. There'll probably be a few traps get thrown in there too, because I'm not sure if this one here will be quite big enough, but we're gonna give it a go, throw them all in there and see what happens. And otherwise, I don't really have too much else going on with the truck here. I did pull out all the poles except for I left just a couple, because I don't know why, but you just never know when you might want one on the line. So so I left just a couple poles in there, but I imagine these two cubbies, the top two of my rack here, are going to probably be pretty full of poles, and I may end up throwing some in the bottom down here. But yeah, we're gonna have to make space. I imagine this guy's gonna end up in the back like here. And then up in here will be floats. There'll be some of the drowner plates, the drowner weights up in there, that type of stuff. So yeah, I feel like I'm forgetting something. And I don't know what I'd be forgetting, but I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I'm about as ready to go as I can. If I get out on the line and I forgot something and can't pull traps, I can't pull them. But most of them, all they are is just you pick up a pole set, you disassemble it, and you move on. So yeah, with that said, I think we're gonna get out there. And like I said, I was sitting in the nice warm house here, just kind of getting ready, and I was like, man, it's so warm in the house here. I don't really want to go out in the cold. It's all the more reason why I'm pulling the water line today. So the excitement level is tapered off for me this year real fast. So I am feeling a little bit better today than I have been. I've been eating a little bit better again. So it's nice to actually be able to feel like eating, I guess. I don't know how to even explain that, but I haven't even felt like eating anything lately. So it's nice to actually feel hungry. But all right, with all that said, I feel good. We're gonna get cold out there. We're gonna leave the Carhartt on as long as I can. Some of the shoes are fairly deep, so I'll probably have to take it off because I don't want to get it all wet. Some of the first water sets, I think at least the first two shoes, I can check them with leaving it on most likely. And we're gonna try to leave it on as long as I can, but as soon as I take it off, I think I'm gonna get cold real quick. But there are a few of those shoes that are deeper, and I just don't want to get it all wet. And I don't mind getting it wet, I just don't want to getting it smelling like slough weed, because I'm probably going to be wearing it most of the rest of the week here, and I don't want to be stinking like slough any more than I already do. My truck just reeks like slough mud. So all right, let's get out on the line. Let's see if we got any catches for you. Well guys, I wasn't really planning on filming any water sets, and I still might not film them all, but boy, it's been slow. I got two shoes already completely picked up. I'm by this guy here. I've been making a few catches on that end, and then mostly here and on the other side of the road. But this is the first trap that might even have an inkling of having a catch in it, is this one here. So 0 catches so far on the line. I'm not so sure that this one even has a catch. Oh, it does. Boom, first muskrat of the day. Oh, finally broke the ice. So yeah, we needed 22 to tie my previous best season. We need 23 to beat it, and boy, we're gonna be tough to get there, I think, today. So we're gonna keep on pulling. Like I said, this is just the first catch of the day. We got plenty of more traps to check, but it's cold, it's been windy all night. I don't think it was real conducive to muskrat movement. So we'll see how things go. We're gonna keep on chugging here. Like I said, I'll probably show you a few off and on here, but maybe not them all. But all right, let's keep on moving. Well, the guaranteed Sioux, which was right after the last one there, last catch, that's been catching like doubles almost every day, had a snapped off 110 with nothing in it. I'm bound by this bigger Sioux where there's just a finger along the road here. And boom, second one of the day. All right, I've only checked just a couple here though. Well, this one and the 110 is still set over there, so we'll go grab that one and keep pulling the colony traps on the other side of the road. And I got a couple sets over there. Again, we'll kind of keep showing you catches as I get them here. It's not all of them, but probably some of them here anyway. All right, let's keep on pulling. Well, I'm down to the other end of the same Sioux here, and foothold there still working, but over here the 110 pole looks like it's leaning, which is usually a good sign. That's another pretty decent sized muskrat there. There's two pretty good ones out of this Sioux. Man, she's gonna be a long day. My fingers are froze already. So we're doing the best we can. I can't hardly twist a quick link to get them undone. My fingers just are that cold. So I left my truck running here. We're gonna try and get that nice and warm inside. So if at least when I am in the truck, it be warm in there. So yeah, only 3 catches so far, which is not the type of day I was looking for to get me to that 300 mark. But well, I got 2 more sets over here still working, so we're gonna shut you off. We're gonna quick get all these broken down, get me back in the truck where it's warm. Well, this cold weather, cold night and windy night must have really shut down the muskrat movement, so I'm in the Sioux. I got the 2 sets over there pulled already. Nothing had even monkeyed with them, but I actually finally made a catch here again. Looks like a halfway decent sized muskrat there. So these sets that have been producing as many as 4 every day, at least probably averaging 2 or more, probably averaging 3 a day. Only come up with 1 today. It's a little disappointing. Anyway, we'll shut you off so I can get out of the Sioux here a little easier and get this guy out of here. We'll get these couple broken down and keep on moving. Well, I'm calling this a success, even though, it's not really what I want, but I could see my pole here is leaning. I'm in the next little Sioux down. This pole has had the bait stole off of it every day for like 4 checks in a row. Today, it's just turned and leaned over funny and still set. Ugh. See, trap's still set. But the bait is still there. But over here, I could see, I got a pretty decent sized muskrat in that one there, so kind of the most unlikely spot that I figured I'd make a catch the way the rest of the line's been going, but boom, there's number 5 for the day. So 17 more. Let's go, guys. We're halfway through the water line, I bet, if not a little more already. So 5 is not a great number. So we'll get these 2 packed up and be on our way. All right, guys, we're to the next Sioux here. I've been checking a few land sets in between some of these too with nothing in them. Nothing's been monkeyed with. So other than right up here in this woods, one of my dog proofs, the golf ball is knocked off. So get that reset. But right here by this culvert, we got these trail sets. So I'm going to leave a trail set and a mink set on that side. And we're going to leave these 2 because boom, there's a muskrat. And boom, there's a muskrat. So we're up to 7 for the day now. I got everything pulled over there. I had a pair of sets down here I got pulled. There was a float over here too I got pulled. I have 2 more down here, but I'm gonna see if I can move them someplace where I can still reach them from the shore. So if not, we'll pull them. If I can, we'll leave them. So far, I left 4 by that big culvert and 2 more down the road a little bit. I got moved so I could reach them from the shore, I'm pretty sure. I can still reach them. Whether or not they're going to make catches, I don't know. And then, yeah, so 6 there, 3 here, we'll leave 9. And I think I got basically the next slough I check is a couple more trail sets. We'll leave a mink set and 2 trail sets there. So 11, and that might be all I'm going to leave. We'll see. I don't know if there'll be any more after that. But, yeah. Anyway, we'll keep on chugging here. We'll get these 2 awesome catches out of here. Glad to have them. So as the line's been, it's glad to have something in the truck. So we'll get them out of here, these sets remade, and keep moving. All right, so we're the next 2 trail sets. Again, 2 more that I'm going to leave, and a mink set. So my mink set's right here. I don't know, after the raccoon and the couple muskrats did this to my sets, if it's even worth leaving it, but I can come down here and check it. But right there's the telltale sign of a muskrat, and right there is the telltale sign of a muskrat. So that's why we're going to leave these sets. Looks like 2 real nice ones again. These 2 trail sets produced me a lot of muskrats the last few years, and they tend to be a little bit on the larger size. Trap slid off the bottom. Oh, that's a real big one. He's kind of scrunched up just the way he's caught in the trap, but that's a pretty good sized muskrat there too. So, all right, 2 more into the truck. That makes 9 for the day. So again, we'll get these 2 reset. We're gonna leave these sets. Again, I can stand on the hard ground right here and check them, and I don't need to be wearing waders. So that's the key to me leaving a set, is I need to be able to check it from hard ground. So, all right, we'll get them reset. Keep on moving. All right, guys, I did have 1 more catch that I didn't show you. 1 more muskrat. All the sets that I had in that slough that had the 3 colony traps in the culvert, 1 muskrat in 1 of the colony traps. That's it. But we're out to the next slough here. Have some more sets over there, but I can see right here there's a pretty decent muskrat in that set, and that one's still working. So we're just gonna grab these 2 and move down there and take them all apart over there. But all right, finally catching a few. Still ain't up to that 22 number, 23 number I needed to be, but or wanted to be. Either way, we'll get them picked up. Keep on moving. Well, I'm to the other, or same slough, the other side of the road, and I could see the old float strikes again. This is a good spot for a float. It did very well here. But there you go. Got not a real big muskrat, but big enough. Any muskrat's a big enough muskrat for me, I guess. Ugh. All right, we'll get that stakes in there good. The 2 on the other side of the road are still working. Again, those 2 I may try to move and see if I can get them close enough to the road I can reach them. If not, we're gonna pull them. So we'll keep on moving. Darn you, raccoons. So I got a pretty good sized slough. I had a couple of sets over here. They just didn't pay off this year. So yesterday I had a muskrat in this set here, and I moved one of my 110s because I had 2 110s in a foothold out here on this corner. I moved one of the 110s out here hoping that would block a muskrat from plugging up my mink set. But you could see like everything's completely leveled off here. There's no like debris floating anymore. Had a raccoon got here again in my mink set. And he, again, for like that's twice it's happened that they've gotten out, and I caught one in this mink set here. So I was thinking about leaving this set, but now I'm we're just going to pull it. If it was still working and hadn't been messed with, we'd have left it, but I can remake it, obviously. But I don't want to keep fiddling around with the stinking raccoons over and over again here, so... All right, we're going to pull this set. I mean, I do have to walk all the way from over there just out here just to check the set. I mean, I could see from the road over here when I picked my float up that it had been messed with, but if it was over on the road over there, I'd remake it because I could see it, you know, from the road, but over here, not so much. So yeah, but with all that said, I did move this 110 over here to stop a muskrat from plugging up my mink set. And it worked, and I got a pretty darn good sized muskrat. Sorry, you guys are looking into the sun. Pretty decent sized muskrat caught in my 110 there, so slowly inching our way there. We are definitely not going to make it today because I only got 3 more sets to check. But I think I've left out about a dozen sets, muskrat sets, and a couple mink sets. So next few days we should probably get there, but it isn't going to happen today. All right, with that said, we'll get this mink set all pulled here. It's going to be a handful to get all this gear back to my truck in one load, but we're going to do it, and we'll be on our way. Thought there was a slim chance I'd make it all the way through the line without a land catch today. Slim chance, because I'm down to 4 coyote sets, 6 coyote sets if you include the 2 on our land, and I don't know, roughly that many raccoon sets left, but we made ourselves a land catch here in a coyote set, but it's not a coyote. We're going to get out here quick and show you. I'm not sure how riled up he's going to be since he's out in the wide open in the wind. Generally, that means they're pretty hair trigger. They don't like to be out in the wind, is my experience. So we'll get out and show you what we got here, and we'll get the set remade and keep on moving. Like I said, we're, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half or so behind where I have been the last couple days. So yeah, catch rate's been down a little bit. I got 3 trail sets still to check and or pull. And I got 13 muskrats caught today, so I believe is my number. So real slow day on the line. I kind of wondered if the cold and wind, it wasn't going to tamp down the muskrat catch today. And it had been, it's slowly been going down the last few checks anyway. So, but again, with 13, that makes 291 muskrats I've got out of the same sloughs. So, all right. We'll get out, we'll show you what I got caught here, the set, and we'll get him out of there and get moved on. Don't mind the creaky door. All right, so what we got a farm place right up here, you know, a slough, and then going down this way, it's a fence line all the way up to this house. And then once it gets to that house, there's basically a big wildlife, like where all these trees are over here, and behind this house is a giant wildlife over there. So seems like a perfect place for a coyote to be running. I did catch 1 coyote here, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 days ago in this set. It hadn't been messed with until then, but today we don't have a coyote. We got ourselves a pretty darn big skunk the way it looks. I haven't been able to figure out if he's front foot or back foot caught yet. And makes no difference to you, but it makes a difference to me how I get him dispatched. So yeah, nice big skunk here. Again, thought maybe a guy make it all the way through the line without a land catch today, but apparently that didn't happen, and of course couldn't make it through the line without catching a skunk. That just wouldn't be right. So I think one day this entire year I did not catch a skunk. So yeah, so again, dirt hole set right here on the end of these weeds. This field was still standing corn when I caught that coyote. They just worked it up like 2 days ago or so. So if anything, I almost feel like that makes this side of it better, or makes this whole set better than what it was, than having a wide open cornfield. the animals still run anywhere they want, but I feel like they're going to want to hug this fence line now more so than run anywhere they want out on that cornfield. So, all right, he's pretty chill. So I have high hopes that this is going to go easy. So we'll get him out of there. Like I said, the set remade the best I can. Got plenty of debris, plenty of loose, fresh dirt to sift, so shouldn't be too bad. We'll get him out of here. Let's go. And yeah, like I said, I only got a dozen or so sets left to check, and we'll be home. So, and it looks to be a little bit easier night in the skin and shack, which is needed. Let's put it that way. That's part of the reason why I'm pulling the water line to begin with, is just kind of take it a little bit easier on myself and let myself recover a bit. So, all right, let's get him out of there. All right, everyone. We're back at home, ready to show you everything we got today and finish up with today's task and go in and relax just a little bit. And today's going to be a good day for that, I think. So, thoughts on the line. We pulled the water line, the main line today. I think I ended up leaving 13 muskrat sets, and I think I ended up leaving 2 mink sets, 3 mink sets. The mink sets might be one of those deals, if I catch a mink or catch anything in it, it might be to the point where I pull it and I might not be able to get it reset from shore, but it's still working, or they were still working. So, and they're in places that I already drive by every day anyway when I'm running just my landline. So yeah, maybe I even left more than that. 4 mink sets. 1, 2, 3, 4 at least. Yeah. Anyway, so roughly 15 water sets I have still out, and I ended up leaving a couple more muskrat sets right at the end than I had planned on, and we'll go over why here in just a second. But pretty successful day. It was cold and windy to begin with. Now it's calmed down. It's not terribly calm yet, but it's calmer, and it's warmed up quite a bit. So, man, if a guy would have waited even just an hour to start out on the line today, it'd have probably been way nicer pulling traps than it was today. So either way, it's done. It's going to cut off probably 15 miles off of my daily commute, if not a little more than that. You know, I drive out of my way to check a lot of these sloughs or get to a lot of these sloughs. So again, I left some in the ones I drive by every day anyway, and the ones I could check without needing waders. So plan is tomorrow we're going to run just a straight maintenance day on the landline. I'm sure there's plenty of coyote traps that probably need to be checked and maintained, so that's going to be high on my list. Dog, if I see that a trap is set off, I've been remaking it, but I'm sure there's some dog proofs that probably need to be attended to a little bit too. So we're going to go through, probably check every set, make sure they're all working the way they're supposed to be. So the plan would be the next day probably to go set some beaver traps. I need to get a hold of the gentleman and make sure I could still get back there to get to them. So, and then run those for like 3 or 4 checks and then pull out of there. So again, I'm not done water trapping necessarily, but I'm done running the main water line. So, all right, with that said, let's just go over the catches real quick. So in the bag here, we got the only land catch of the day, and it's a skunk. Pretty good size one. We're not going to actually take care of him tonight. We're going to do him tomorrow. So, and then we got the rest of the catch all lined up on the tailgate. So did not need the sides of the truck today to get them all lined up here. You know, I got a couple of real nice ones. You know, like these two were both caught in the trail sets there. Right next to each other. You know, catch big ones when I've been doing that. I think out of the 13 that I have here, I want to say like 5 of them at least were caught in sets that I left out. So, you know, if I can catch around 5 a day in the sets I have left out, that'd be pretty fantastic. It'd get me to my goal a little quicker. But the reason why I left a few more sets out than I wanted to, so these 13 and you add them to the 278 I already had, only gets me to 291. So I'm 10 short of my goal right now. Again, I got probably, well, most of this week at least before it's going to freeze up. So I have some time, and you know, around the beaver house, there's a chance the guys are going to probably catch one anyway. And around in the sets I left out, there's a good chance if a guy picks up even just 1 or 2 a day, it doesn't take a lot to get me up to that 301 number I'm looking for. So a little bummed. I expected a little better, or was hoping for better, I guess. Not that I expected better, but with that in mind, I mean, I've caught all of these out of the same 15 sloughs. So, you know, that's 20 muskrats a slough if you figure it out that way. Some I've done quite a few less because I only had like 1 set or 2 sets in there. And some I've done, you know, for the ones I've done less, that means I've caught like a couple of the sloughs. I think I'm like 40 plus muskrats out of 1 slough. So, and that's just from the road. That's not getting out anywhere as close to where the huts are or anything like that. So I don't think I hurt the population at all. There's lots of other sloughs that have tons of muskrats still in them. So, but I'm happy with the number I got. I just was hoping for a little bit higher catch today to get me a little closer to that goal mark. So, you know, it'd only be maybe a day or 2 here and I'd make it. Oh, I didn't really go into that. So I did leave a couple extra muskrat sets. 4 extra muskrat sets right towards the end of the line. Again, I can get to them from the shore, so it's not like I'm going out of my way to do it, and I'm driving by them anyway. So I did leave 4 sets out that I didn't plan on, or weren't in my mind of ones that I was going to leave. So we'll see if that equates to anything, and I guess 1 mink set too. But if they equate to enough to get me to my goal number or not. If we get towards the end of the week and I'm not getting there, a guy could drop a few sets in a couple of the sloughs I didn't trap in. So you never know. Because like I said, I am going to trap some beavers. So, you know, I may drop a few sets right around those beaver houses too. You never know. So, all right. I think with that said, like I said, it's going to be a fairly early night. Basically got a half an hour of muskrat skinning, and I'm actually going to try and put these guys up. The only fur I've put up the entire season is a mink. So otherwise, like I said, we're going to try and get these put up tonight and start that process, because we got a lot of fur to get put up this year. So yeah, I think I kind of went over everything. I do need to kind of refresh the bag. I need to refill my urine, which I'm going to do right away as soon before I start skinning here. I need to refill the peat moss container, but I'm not super worried about that either. I can do that on the line. The urine I have left, I leave here all the time now, so I need to refill the urine before I leave. And then I need to refill the acetone. I've used most of that quart this season. There's about, I don't know, half an inch maybe in the bottom of that thing, so we'll get that filled up here too, and kind of prepare myself for the next week here. So, all right. Again, I think that's all I got for you guys. I appreciate you guys riding around with me. I hope you liked watching all the water catches so far. I said that there'll be more to come here. The landline, like I said, I think if a guy does some maintenance on it, gets things back up and working the way they should be, you know, chances are it's going to be more than just 1 skunk catch. I would say probably tomorrow I expect probably a little bit bigger catch, just because the way the weather was, I kind of wondered if that tamping down movement overnight, both water and land trapping. But if it's a little bit more tempered night, which is supposed to be tonight, a little bit warmer, a lot less wind, I think the animals are going to be up and moving. So stay tuned for tomorrow's Out on the Line video, because I think it could be a good one. Otherwise, we'll see you guys out on the line tomorrow.